What's up, guys? Welcome back to the infamous project. I've got Foxidized sitting here behind me, and with all the rain that we've been having recently, I've been actually hiding the car indoors underneath the Lincoln. Now, my dad's going to be bringing the 58 Corvette down shortly for me to be able to finish up that project for him, and I promised him a safe indoor space for that car, which means Foxidized ultimately is going to end up outside in the sun where it belongs, working on its tan, on its patina, and all those other good things. In fact, my custom plate just came in the other day, which I think is very suiting to the car. So I pulled it out and started trying to get the top frame up, and it was a little bit of a bear, to be honest with you guys. I actually had to disconnect the hydraulic cylinder from the frame assembly down here. It's like stuck and broke and whatever else. Now, when the hydraulics are empty or not hooked up, it's actually not that difficult to lift the top frame up and down. So this is going to stay a manual top going forward. So if you guys remember recently, I put a brand new Stay Fast style top on the Stalker Vert, which means what you see laying over there next to the Moondog is my old convertible top that I left as much intact as I could. Now, we're going to be trying to put that on the car. You can see actually the carpet for Foxidized is sitting over there as well. And I've actually got some footage of how well that is cleaned up just by some simple super clean and a pressure washer. So maybe I'll throw that footage in. You guys will be able to see that. You can see Foxidized is sitting pretty in the garage there, staying out of the elements. And here we can see the carpet that came out of the car. And you know, you would think I threw it in the fire pit initially because it was pretty gross, and well, it's had time to sit and ventilate, dry out, do all those types of things. So in efforts to, I don't know, not have to buy a carpet for, you know, a shitty car, I'm actually gonna pressure wash this thing. You can see here I got my can of Super Clean. Use Super Clean on just about anything that I'm cleaning, and I'm just gonna spray this foam on, really trying to get into the stained areas. The seat frames were rotted right into this carpet when I first got it, and I just literally managed to rip the seats with the pieces of floorboard out together. But you would be surprised on how nice a factory carpet, as stained as it might be, how it can come out after a little bit of treatment and a pressure washing and just letting it sit out and dry in the sun, much like we're doing right now. Now, it is later in the day. It's going to require tonight's sun and tomorrow's sun to dry up because I still have all the padding on the underside of it. However, I'm confident I'm going to be able to reuse this carpet. Now, some of you guys are probably like, oh man, you're wasting your time. Well, the reality is, this is Project Foxidized, and this isn't about making the carpet perfect. This is more about the proof of concept to show you guys, if you have a rug that's in fairly decent shape and isn't torn, you'd be surprised at not only how much dirt and debris you can get out of your carpet, including stains with a pressure washer, but how you can almost like restore the natural texture of the carpet, and it'll come up looking all nice and soft like all the untouched or untraveled areas are. So this is one can of Super Clean. I don't think I'm going to invest really more than that into it. I might have a little bit of another one laying around, but that's pretty much it, guys. All right, all pressure washed up, and you can see we still got, I don't know what this yellow stain is. That's pretty impressive. I don't know if that's like some sort of crazy bird, mouse pee, something, who knows. Still got a little bit of metal left over. Could always take those off and give it another quick hit with the pressure washer. I'm not overly concerned, to be honest with you guys. You pretty much just want to keep going until the water is running off reasonably clean and not looking dirty. And you can see the carpet is already looking really good. Now imagine if I used a carpet cleaner and a scrub brush. And I think if I were to do that right now, it would actually come out, you know, twice as nice as what it already looks like. But I'm not trying to go for that. I just want something that's functional that I can throw in this car and maybe throw some floor mats on it, and that's about it. So happy with the outcome. And again, proof of concept, guys. So once you have a carpet super clean, like once this all dries up and you can pull all the padding off from the backside, it'd be the perfect opportunity to dye this carpet black or re-dye it gray with an industrial fabric dye, and you'd be amazed. We'll see. Tomorrow, most likely, once this has had overnight to dry, I'll show you guys how nice all of the carpet that was all once smushed down is gonna look. Again, it's not gonna be a perfect factory color. It's still gonna have some stains in it. It's gonna look better than this even once it's dry. Again, the wet actually makes things look worse than it is when it's dry. I can't believe how humid it is in Texas. It is probably 80, real feel like 100. And next week we have a high of 40. Like, it's unbelievable, the bipolar weather. I hope it's not like that for the LMR Cruisin', because ultimately that is where I want to get this car. So once we get the top on, and I'm confident that I can somewhat leave the car outdoors, I will get around to welding up the floors, and we'll fill all the holes that are in there. That's why the seats are just kind of loosely just sitting in the car, because I need some reinforced metal to be able to bolt those seats down to. So once we get the floors done and the carpet can go back in, I'll probably hook the radio back up, and this thing will be ready for cruising. So first things first, got to remove what's left of staples in these tack strips. This is ultimately where the old rear window was stapled up to, and then there was some here for the padding that curves under here. So we're gonna have to fold the frame back, and one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to lubricate all of these moving parts. I'm going to get some white lithium grease or some PB blaster and lube everything up. I'm going to cut these cables out that are pretty much, actually, that's somewhat intact, amazingly enough. However, I'm not too worried about it. We are missing the spring on this side, so we'll pull these pieces off because the top, so we're just going to be preparing, getting all of the areas ready to accept the new top. I'm probably, yeah, we'll unscrew this and get this off because it's absolutely destroyed. And we'll get cracking at this top change. So when they changed this top, they didn't there's another piece that's supposed to cover, like this piece here that has like the foldy out piece kind of, it gives you like the nice trim look across the front. Yeah, there's actually 2 layers to it, and you're not supposed to be able to see the staples when you're done. So just note to self, because I don't know if I showed that in my video when I put on the other top, but yeah, this kind of makes things look a little ugly. You can see we've lost some tack strip here, so I might get the drill and rivet whatever pieces come off so we have something to staple into. Alright guys, I found a, well, it wasn't a brake, well it sort of was. There was, or is it this guy that went through here? It snapped off at the pin in there. So I am getting inventive with some stuff that we got laying around here. Let's see, put this through here. The bushing back in. Get this threaded through, hopefully. Perfect. Alright guys, so you can see I found some suede headliner material that I'm using as padding, because well, I had it laying around, and that's going to be that. So now time to put on the zipper. This is for the rear glass, and that white line right there marks the middle. So put that there, and we'll probably just follow kind of the staple line, and should be good to go. Zipper is on, so now it's ultimately time. I'm going to clean up in here, and we can actually get the top, the hockey sticks bolted on the inner sides here and fold it over. And honestly guys, other than folding up in here and gluing these pieces in, putting the trim back and across the front, most of the hard work is actually over. So it's pretty much just time-lapse time, and that'll be that. There'll be a top on this car in no time. All right, guys, there you have it. I'm sweating like a pig, humid as hell, but the storm clouds seem to be appearing, coming and going. And now we are protected because we got a roof on the car. Not too bad. I'm actually really happy on the way that this turned out, because I wasn't 100% sure putting the 91 through 93 style top on the pre-91 style top frame. And I think actually Lewis mentioned it to me. We think there's a correlation between the rear glass and the top. So if you mix match the rear glass from one of those generations of tops with the other, then you end up with some fitment issues in here, or you see or don't see some of the rear glass, something along those lines. But everything else for a used top, guys, like, it's not perfect. There's a couple little, I think there's a little tear here, a couple little things like that, but ultimately it's on. Weather strip went back on okay. Used some headliner glue or headliner adhesive, and I think we're in good shape. I'm gonna let that cure up, and the latches work and allows us to put the top up and down manually, of course, since those cylinders are no good. We did our frame repair there, and I guess that's just gonna about do it for this little Friday afternoon project. So I'm thinking before the weather turns, because it's going to, we have highs of 40 starting next week, and it's so hot today, I'm gonna jump in the pool and grab a beer. So until next time, we'll see you here on the Infamous Project.